And here's the part people forget. Staying sober this season isn't only about avoiding the hard stuff. It's also about creating new moments that actually feel good to you. A lot of us spent so many years drinking through the holidays that we never stopped to ask ourselves what we genuinely enjoyed. So this year, you get to experiment. You get to discover what actually feels good.
You've tried to quit before. Maybe it worked for a while. Maybe it didn't. But deep down, you know sobriety isn't just about not drinking. It's about finding peace, purpose, and finding yourself again. Welcome to the Sober and Happy Podcast. Each week, Tim shares hard-earned lessons from his own decade of recovery, real talk, real methods, and the mindset that helped him turn the fight of sobriety into a life he actually loves. This is the Sober and Happy Podcast. Now, here's your host, Tim Phillips.
Welcome to the Sober and Happy Podcast. My name is Tim, and we're going to be talking about something a lot of you are facing for the first time. Getting through the holidays sober. If you're nervous about it, that doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're paying attention. Most people drink their way through this season without ever stopping to think about how much pressure is wrapped up in it. Family, memories, tradition, stress, all of it hits harder when you spent years pairing the holidays with alcohol. So a part of you is thinking, what if I slip? What if I can't handle it? That's normal. It just means you're taking this seriously, and you should. The holidays come with triggers you don't always see coming, and pretending otherwise is how people get blindsided. But here's the good news. You don't have to muscle through this season alone. With some preparation, a little support, and a plan you actually feel confident in, you could get through the holidays without drinking, and you might even enjoy parts of it more than you expect. So let's jump in. Let's talk about why the holidays feel so intense when you're newly sober and what you could do to protect your sobriety without feeling like you're missing out on everything. The truth is, the holidays hit hard when you're newly sober because it's not just about the alcohol itself. It's everything that comes packaged with this time of year. For a lot of us, the holidays are basically built on drinking. Those patterns get wired into us over years, sometimes decades. So when you take alcohol out of the equation for the first time, your brain doesn't magically rewrite the script. It still expects the old version of you to show up. On top of that, the holidays come with a lot of emotional hits all at once. Family dynamics, old memories, stress, loneliness, expectations, financial pressure. Even the good emotions like excitement or nostalgia could trigger cravings because they're attached to how we used to celebrate. And it's a lot. And feeling overwhelmed doesn't mean you're doing sobriety wrong. It just means you're human. And here's something most people don't realize until they're in it. Cravings during the holidays often have nothing to do with wanting the drink itself. They come from wanting relief. Relief from pressure, from awkward conversations, from feeling out of place, from missing who you thought you were during the season. When you understand that, the whole thing becomes less scary because now you're not fighting alcohol, you're just responding to a moment. The point is this, the holidays hit hard because your brain is used to running on holiday autopilot. But you're not on autopilot anymore. You're actually choosing how to show up this year, and that puts you in a much stronger position than you think. And once you understand why this feels so heavy, you can actually build a plan that helps you get through it. Not by avoiding everything or white knuckling, but with simple things that keep you steady no matter what the season throws your way. Now let's talk about that plan. And the good news, it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need a 20-step strategy to survive the holidays. You just need a simple plan you could remember even when your nerves kick in. The first part is knowing the situation you're walking into. If you're going to a family dinner, a work party, or something like a Friendsgiving, take a second beforehand to think it through. Is this a group that drinks a lot? Is there going to be someone there who always pushes drinks on you? Is it a mellow crowd? Is it the group where people end up singing karaoke at 1 a.m. and no one remembers the next day? The key here is to be honest with yourself. Some events are going to be easier than others, and being realistic about it helps you walk in with the right mindset instead of getting blindsided. And look, every event is not something you have to attend just because you always have, or because everybody expects you there, or because you're afraid of missing out. If you're going home for Christmas and the tradition is meeting up with your old high school friends at the local bar and getting wrecked like it's 2004, this might be the year to bow out. Doesn't mean you're never going to join those friends again. It doesn't mean that you're cutting ties with them forever. It just means that this year, when you're newly sober and trying to build a solid foundation, maybe recreating the exact environment where you used to drink the hardest isn't the best move. You're allowed to protect yourself. You're allowed to say not this year. And the second you give yourself that permission, the holidays get a lot less overwhelming. The second part of the plan is knowing your tools. And one of the most useful tools is having something ready to say when someone offers you a drink. Now, here's where people overthink this. Most people think they need a speech or that they need the perfect explanation or a well-crafted excuse. They worry about how awkward it's going to be. But honestly, most of the time, the simplest answer is the best one. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm good, thanks. Or if it feels right for the person and the moment, I don't drink anymore. But here's the key. Not every situation is the time to be fully transparent. The person offering you the drink is the type who will make a huge deal out of it, turn it into an argument, or try to convince you that one won't hurt. You do not owe them your entire story in the middle of the Thanksgiving chaos while they're already 6 drinks in. This is where a lighter answer works better. Just look at them and say, I'm good, and walk away. And honestly, one of the best ways to avoid the whole drunken interrogation is to let people know ahead of time that you're not drinking. Not by some big announcement or in a group chat, but if you're texting your sister, a cousin, or a close friend you already talked to, that's the time to mention it. It's a lot easier for someone to hear, hey, I'm not drinking right now on a calm Tuesday than when they're already buzzed and loud on Thanksgiving afternoon. Letting a couple of people know ahead of the time helps in 2 ways. First, you get it out there before emotions and alcohol enter the picture. Second, you have at least one person in the room who already knows and can support you if things get weird. And finally, part 3, know your exit strategy. This is the one thing that people forget until it's too late. If possible, drive yourself. If you're riding with someone else, tell them before the event that you might need to leave early. Not leave unless you're having fun. Not leave unless the party gets good. If you have to go, you need to go, and you want to be with someone who respects this. The point of all of this isn't to turn yourself into someone who's always looking for the escape hatch. It's to take the pressure off. When you know you could leave at any time without drama, the whole night feels easier. You're not stuck. You're not trapped. You have options. And don't forget about the pressure from people. Every family seems to have the one person who treats offering drinks like it's their holiday job. Sometimes they're being nice. Sometimes they're just not paying attention. Either way, you don't owe anyone a big explanation. I'm good works more often than you would think. But every now and then, someone won't drop it. They'll push, they'll tease, or they'll act like your sobriety somehow is ruining their night. And this is where giving yourself permission to step away matters. Go outside, grab some air, call or text someone who gets it. And if you've got a supportive family member or friend there, let them step in and handle the person who's being persistent. Conflict is a huge trigger for a lot of us in early sobriety, and you don't have to manage every uncomfortable moment on your own. And if things still feel off or the conversation keeps circling back to your drinking, just leave. You don't have to show up to every argument you're invited to. You don't have to convince people that you're making the right choice. You just have to stay sober. That's enough. And while all this is happening on the outside, there's usually a whole other layer happening inside. The holidays could bring up a lot. Old memories, sadness, frustration, loneliness, moments where you feel out of place. None of that means that you made a mistake by quitting drinking. It just means that you're feeling things this year instead of numbing your way through them. You don't need to fight those emotions or make them go away. Just notice them. Let them pass. They always do. And getting through these moments, especially your first year, builds a quiet confidence you'll carry into every holiday season after this. And here's the part people forget. Staying sober this season isn't only about avoiding the hard stuff. It's also about creating new moments that actually feel good to you. A lot of us spent so many years drinking through the holidays that we never stopped to ask ourselves what we genuinely enjoyed. Half the traditions we swore we loved were just excuses to drink. And when the alcohol is out of the picture, sometimes you realize those weren't your favorite moments after all. So this year, you get to experiment. You get to discover what actually feels good. That might mean creating your own holiday mocktail, taking a long walk after dinner with a loved one, leaving a party a little early to come home and get cozy with their favorite show, driving around to look at holiday lights, or starting a peaceful little ritual that makes a season feel more like something you want to be a part of. You don't have to pretend everything is incredible. Some moments will surprise you. Some will feel weird. But what matters is that you're building something new. You're choosing what parts of the holidays you want to carry into the future. And when you find one small moment that feels good, whether it's a conversation, a laugh, or a quiet minute to yourself, let that count. You don't need a perfect holiday. You just need a few real moments to remind you that you're moving in the right direction. And part of that is having something to look forward to at the end of the night, like your own personal finish line. One thing that made my first sober holidays a lot easier was having something waiting for me when I got home. Something simple that felt good. For some people, it's getting home, putting on the coziest clothes they own, and diving into a show they love. For others, it might be lighting a candle, climbing into bed with a new book, or settling into something comfortable and familiar. For me, I just wanted silence. Sobriety resurfaced my social anxiety, so after dealing with noisy households and holiday chaos, peace and quiet felt like the perfect reward. That quiet space became where I could breathe again and feel proud about how I handled the night. And here's why this matters. The holidays are full of pressure and noise and moments that go against so many of your old patterns. So when you give yourself a peaceful place to land, you're reminding your brain that another night of sobriety doesn't end with feeling deprived. It ends with comfort. It ends with pride. It ends with choosing yourself. So whatever your finish line is this year, build it intentionally. Make it something you actually want. And that brings us to the challenge for this week. Before your next holiday event, make a simple one-page plan. Number 1, what might trigger me at this event? Number 2, what tools am I bringing with me? And number 3, what's my exit strategy? Then, at the bottom, write your finish line, the thing you'll look forward to once you come home. Keep it on your phone, screenshot it, put it in your jacket pocket, whatever works. Walking into the holidays with a plan doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you're prepared. And when you combine that with support, self-awareness, and a finish line that genuinely feels good, you're giving yourself every possible chance to succeed. You can get through this. You are stronger than you think, and I'm proud of you for showing up for yourself this year. Thank you for listening to the Sober and Happy podcast. If this episode helped you, or if you know someone who's heading into their first sober holiday season, please share it with them. And if you haven't yet, make sure you're following the show so you don't miss future episodes. This holiday season, take care of yourself, enjoy the moments that feel good, and keep living sober and happy.
Thanks for listening to the Sober and Happy podcast with Tim Phillips. If today's episode connected with you, share it with someone who needs it. You can follow Tim on social at I Am Sober and Happy and visit soberandhappy.com for tools, motivation, and more episodes. Remember, quitting drinking is just the beginning. The real goal is learning to love yourself and love your life. This has been the Sober and Happy podcast. See you next time.